GM, and welcome back to Crypto Saving Expert, the show where we discuss the latest cryptocurrency news and introduce you to the pioneers and the founders of the space. Today, I'm joined by none other than Mr. BlockPro. BlockPro, how are we doing?
Doing well, sir. How about you?
Yeah, it's good actually. It's Monday was busy for me. I didn't manage to really get too stuck into the charts. There was a lot of work piled up on my plate on Monday. But I suppose that's good. That's a bullish sentiment for the month ahead, hopefully. It seems altcoins are actively wanting to market and wanting to push. So ultimately a good thing, but it does distract me from aping into Trump-led meme coins. And maybe that was a savior though. Maybe I would have got the top there. But we will be talking about World Liberty Financial, guys. But we've got some good analysis for you there. But wait till a little bit later in the show. But yeah, BlockPro, what have you been trading and what have you been keeping your eye on since we last spoke last week?
So basically, since last week, did a little bit of trading on the metal market because gold hit an all-time high, silver hit an all-time high, and I'm hoping that usually when these things go up, Bitcoin might follow. So yesterday, after the CZ market update in our Discord, I've taken a nice long position based on the info from that. Played out according to plan, so that was lovely. But we also had, of course, like the bank holiday, and that means low volume, high volatility. So yeah, the Asian session from going from Sunday night into Monday was basically the place to be. So yesterday did not do a lot of trading, mainly because of Sunday night. So yeah, but the market is heating up, so that's good to see.
Yeah, it's definitely starting to boil over right now. It's starting to get there. And guys, if you're wanting to join the AMAs, we do actually have one with BlockPro tonight at 5 p.m. as well. Community members, so if you join with the code BTC80, you get 80% off, only £20 a month, and you can have free AMAs with BlockPro every week and an AMA with myself and Martini guy on Thursdays as well, guys. But just to clarify, BlockPro, last week when we spoke, you were still in a short position from 124. Is that completely gone now?
No.
Just playing both sides.
Yeah. It's still like a thing where like and it is also something that I try to explain to some of my students from time to time. Like you can have a swing position where you're short on a certain asset and just long it once it starts to where you actually look at it more from a day trade or a scalp, maybe that can be a long. And basically it's in the end you're just hedging against your own portfolio. But like I said from the start at 124, I will keep it there. Stop loss is on 124, so try to get me stopped out.
Let's get it up. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
we'll try to stop you out.
If one of the market makers is watching, my short entry is at 124, so try to liquidate me. I think it will help the market. So no, that's I will stick to that position. If I get stopped, it's fine. I took a little bit out, but so far, I still have a couple scenarios in mind that I also shared with the CSE lot, and we're just going to see how that will play out. As soon as the trade is invalid, I might close it. Until then, we'll just keep it open, of course. So it's an exciting one.
Let's go for it. We'll have a look at some altcoins as well, guys. If you have any that you want us to go through, please whack them into the chat. We'll have a look at crypto bubbles in a second and see what's been going on in the last week as well. See if it's a sea of red or a sea of green. Let's have a look. We've got Save with Crypto here. Good morning. Good to see you, Save with Crypto. Really been enjoying your streams. Save with Crypto is covering Stonksy this week, guys. So if you head over to Stonksy, 1 p.m. every day or 2 p.m. if you're CET, head over to Stonksy and you'll catch Save with Crypto there while Dave is away this week. Shout out Dave though if you're watching. He's I believe he's in the Yorkshire Dale somewhere. We've got Steve here. Howdy sirs, good to see you. We've got the Mr. Spicy Jalapeno. We've got Bruce from Down Under. Good day. We've got the Wiz GM also making some really good content at the moment, guys. You will see that in the CSE Discord as well. Wizard is also asking, is crypto alive yet? I think it's getting there, and Mr. Block Pro has gone long now, so it's time. We got Math here saying GM, and shout out to Sammy for reposting the stream. Really appreciate it, guys. Make sure to slap a like on today's video and subscribe. But let's get straight into it. Let me pull up Crypto Bubbles. We'll have a quick look at the overall market. I will have a bit to say here, and then we'll go straight into the charts with Block Pro, guys. Let's just pull this up. So I've already spoiled it. I've already brought up World Liberty Financial, but you would have seen this on the timeline yesterday. It was a bit crazy. For me, if anything, the volatility was a little bit lackluster. I expect more from Mr. Trump.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I expected the dump, basically just on it's just Trump. Like, let's dump it. Let's
Yeah.
But you would expect a little bit more volatility, but in the end, it was bank holiday, so volume was low overall to release, and maybe that's part of the plan. These guys have the right contacts to make or break a project. I do think that this is one of the more rare projects that's actually here to stay. But it's a difficult one, especially launching on a bank holiday. Like, you just need to wait basically a week, and then compare it with all the data coming out this week. They just picked the right timing to start launching, of course. So yeah.
Launching on a bank holiday really shows who their target audience is.
Yes,
they're trying to profit off of retail.
100%.
We can see here Crypto.com. Oh no, Kronos, something completely different. Am I being correct here? Crow. That's up 67%. That was off the news from it's not World Liberty Financial. I think they added it to their books. I'll have a quick look. We have the story. I'll pull that up there as well. We've got Pump here up 33% for the week. I know a lot of people from the Discord will be in a long position if they're following the TMG 10k to a million challenge here. I've seen Crypto King also posting about his pump positions as well. I know a lot of our community are hedging on pump. Actually, they're starting to do some buybacks, some interesting stuff, and also the battle between the launch pads. It seems like Let's Bonk has just given up, and Pump Fun has just taken that market share again. So will we see this back above $2 billion soon? I think it's quite likely. Will it go to where it launched at, $4 billion? I'm not too sure, but I think we will see $2 billion at some point. But I don't think we're going to see it at its original launch price anytime soon, if ever. Some other ones got MakerDAO here. Also had a nice little pump this week, up at $1.44 billion market cap. We've got KuCoin as well, KCS. That's been doing well. Exchange tokens have been some of our favorite tokens in the Discord. A lot of people are looking at MXC, KuCoin, Weeks. A lot of these exchange tokens. I know Mr. Block Pro over here also is a fan of these exchange tokens. We will talk a bit about a few of those a little bit later on while we're looking at the charts as well. But there's some good strength behind these exchange tokens. And what are the projects that make the most money in this market? Exchanges, and they will be pumping their own tokens. So we'll see a lot of that. You can see BitGets token, which has been performing like superb over the last year, 417%. They've really been smashing it. Let's see if I can pull up any others as well. Link's not been doing too bad. I had a good month there, 44%. Not much movement on the day or the week there either. And that Trump token as well. We will talk about this when we go to talk about World Liberty Financial. But let's head straight over to Bitcoin. Block Pro will pull up your chart here.
Sure.
And guys, if you have any suggestions as well, we will go through those. Wizardbolt says he has longed it and is in nice profits with CWT. And we got James in the chat as well. GM, good to see you, my man. Let me just pull this off. Brilliant.
Slightly distracted about the potential long position. Okay, so
no worries.
I will let it go. So with Bitcoin, again, what have we done, or at least what do we do on every Monday? Is basically look at all the levels and ranges that we have on the market. Let me move it like so that we fit in the same screen. Yes. So clear downtrend on the 4 hour. It's from highs to lows, and you just keep making a downtrend. So if you put it on a line chart, you can clearly see it. It's just going down. Now on the 4 hour, we actually start now here on this point on the lower side towards 110, and that's also something that I said yesterday. That might be a point where we actually start seeing a reversal. So what I usually do, that is the wrong chart, like so, is that last week we discussed a couple scenarios, and I will pull up the chart because that information is normally only for the CSE lot, but I think because it is already playing out, we can share it. So if this is the right chart, yes, there it is. So again, what is important when you want to start trading or buying crypto or investing is that you have a plan. And what we have done is we have said, I see 3 potential scenarios. And as you can see now at scenario number 1, we actually have a nice bounce back towards the upside. So this shows again that there is a little bit of strength, but even on the daily, you can still clearly see we did not gain a market structure. So to become like mega bullish on the daily again, we actually need to break that lower high at this point at around 113,000. This is on the daily, by the way. So this is for the investors, maybe for the swing traders. So another scenario, and again, I think I need to double check that. One memento is this week will be quite hellish news-wise. Let me check. ICM, PMI. President Trump speaks. Holy hell. Okay, it's going to be a fun day. GDP.
If Jerome Powell was about, it'd be a full house.
Yes, Wednesday, JOLTS here, bum. Good luck with that. So I think that that there is some room to actually grab some liquidity. So if we actually do not start gaining on the higher time frame, so the 4 hour, for example, that means we need to look towards scenario 2, the start of the impulse. Nice liquidity area, then you end up at 102,080, 102,083.90 cents.
Yeah.
Well, the difficult thing is with this area here is I personally believe, let me move it like so, is that if we do not react towards this point here, gain the SMA back, and we actually start dropping back off, that we reach a point where there's actually quite a lot of liquidity sitting. So this here is all liquidity. And there's also an FVG below. So this will be actually a setup that I probably will not take. I then want to go even lower. So in that case, we finish just that entire structure, something like that. So drawing simple shit on the screen, basically. So that will bring us, and I basically noted it down as the max pain zone, because it will scare a lot of people, mainly based on below below the 100,000, which is just a lot of fear, of course. So why not? But on a weekly time frame, it still looks healthy to go basically towards that point. Now, it would line up with historical data of September just being shit.
But, Rectember.
Yeah, but I personally think that it will be a little bit different. So, I keep it as a scenario. We do not want to see the price, of course, go below like the 76, but it probably will not help. Then we end up in the wrecked zone. Then it is officially time to start shorting everything. So this, to me, looks still quite healthy. We have basically 3 big ranges to pick from. So looks pretty decent. So if we now take a look towards what is happening more on the smaller time frames, so for that one, this needs to load up. We're actually looking at weekly support and resistance lines, also some backtest areas and local liquidity. So let me go towards a 4-hour chart, like so. So we can actually see that we now have gained at 109,753. So to finish that entire market structure, so let me zoom in. To finish that entire structure, we actually need to look up the liquidity towards 112,000. From there, we can also say, but what if we then just start closing above 113,484? That will actually mean trend reversal. That's your confirmation to actually go higher again. So at this moment, there's not a mega clear direction, because the buys over multiple time frames are just not lining up. Cannot really do much with that. So I see it now from what can you do as a trader? Well, we have plenty of opportunity to the 15 minutes. This is what we mapped out yesterday during the market update, with clear levels where to enter and potentially to exit. It's never that I say it as a proper signal, but I always indicate it in the form of, well, I would, because I was basically very clear about that with, okay, this point here is not really a start. It's like there's a little bit of a good order block before it, but our liquidation is actually lower. Now, we did not liquidate it in that area, but what we did do is that you can see here there's a little bit of an FVG on the lower time frame. So if you go towards the 5 minute, for example, then we can actually see here a candle that has created an FVG. Now, the fun part is that if we line up that FVG, got away with an entry on the midline right over there, and that is just, those are sniper shots. And from there back up, simple V shape. So it's also scalp setup, of course. So that looks actually quite good, and I hope that a lot of people have taken it. And if not, pay attention. So from here,
so for you, eyes will be on the chart from 113 roughly.
Yeah, I think that as soon as we hit that 113, then you can get some serious momentum again. Basically, here on these, where we are now, is also again like, if we're looking for day trades, well, we need to follow the trend, of course. We also have gained now a support area. So that basically means for us is that we want to see a retest of that 109,750, and that will confirm that we're back between that 109,750 all the way up to 112,000. So that is what you end up with day trading wise. But for the swing traders, will be incredibly difficult. But still, we said it from the start. We need to see Bitcoin going sideways for a bit, and it is going sideways, and that's only good. It's only positive news, because the longer this thing goes sideways, the harder the breakout will be. And if you can position yourself correctly, maybe you can catch the run up towards like 160, maybe potentially even higher. So it's looking quite decent, yes. So, of course, let's go on to the star of the show, Ethereum.
Mr. Eve. I'm just going to pull up a comment from Justin here as well, quickly, Block Pro. He's calling bullshit on Rectember. And I'd agree. This summer has been completely different. We've had all-time highs in July. It's hard to go off seasonal trends right now. It depends how Q4 will go. You know, if we see bullish October, November, December like we've seen before, but it's going to be different, isn't it? I know Block Pro's banking on perhaps all-time highs around October time, and I think Justin, you follow a similar narrative there. But yeah, it seems September's going to be a good one.
Yeah, like I said, this is just an interesting one. If you look at all the macro sentiments, it's just lining
Yeah.
up. Like
Mm-hmm.
literally, if you scan all the shit, just bonds, the yield curves, the M2 supplies, the
Yeah.
world of crypto is then actually lacking a lot. But we have our gold being sky high, forex pairs, indexes. There will come a rotation, and the thing is,
Yeah.
it will go quite fast. Then again, with everything lining up, with again Trump launching, of course, or at least it's not how, it's the World Liberty thingy. I lost the name of it.
Yeah.
Is
That's
is
what it should
it
be called. World Liberty thingy. Double
World
LLT.
Liberty thingy? Also, they launch some. They know when to launch shit, and it is as simple as that. Like they're not going to launch these types of things in a bear market. They're not stupid.
No.
So they want to see the price go up. They've already made their money, but it's like I say, it's just yeah, it's foolish. It's time to load up on the longs, basically. I'm renting today. Maybe too much espresso.
No. We everyone likes a rant.
Uh,
There's a lot of community here that are TMG fans. TMG is the king of ranting. So,
the king of
you know,
renting.
yeah.
But yeah, that's also why we called it crypto and coffee, or coffee and crypto. It's like
Yeah.
fourth double espresso of the day. So
Shaking like that. Go make yourselves a brew, guys.
it's going well. So for Ethereum, well, again, we said it would be quite nice if Ethereum would go sideways, but
Yeah.
1-2 weeks max. That would basically line ourselves up again towards that rate cut moment.
Mhm.
Now, again, with all the data coming out, it's bullish as hell. What
Yeah.
I also think that is not too important, or at least what is what you need to keep in mind is this rate cut thing is literally on everyone's mind. So a pump before that is actually something that I'm looking for. So
Okay.
basically, break before the rate cuts come out.
Yeah.
Retail can send it even a little bit higher. The big boys can sell their bags, and after that, well, we go back to normal.
Yeah.
So from here, again, what we have done is weekly support and resistance, currently trading in a liquidity zone. And this is actually already quite interesting because we had, let me get rid of this buy signal. Is we had on that on Friday, of course, like that news of yay, we might cut rates, and everyone went like, fuck yeah, it's it's time to risk on. It's like, oh, we may cut rates, and just
Yeah.
be Jerome,
People
just
took
standing
that as
there.
possible.
Yeah, like 5 minutes before he goes on stage, he opens his BLOFIN app and just goes like, yeah, 100x long Bitcoin, let's fucking go. 5 minutes later, he goes like, yep, sell. Wouldn't be surprised. So I will blame Jerome for this massive liquidity area. And
Yeah.
I wanted to chart it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry?
I was going to say, you can see, it went up and then came straight back down and filled that gap.
Yeah, that was just Jerome. I swear. Just he sold there, and then maybe he's loading up again. But it leaves a little bit of fuckery behind, what makes it actually quite difficult to be very accurate with it. Because in the end, we see here still a downtrend forming with equal lows at the moment. That actually gives a bit of an indication for a lot of retailers to actually go lower. Now, we have the room to actually go lower. But because we have here one big zone, so we'll call some numbers up. So that is the low of that zone is 4,355. The high of that zone is 4,615. But as you can see, there are actually 2 points within that area that also hold a lot of orders. So that makes it difficult. So what I did, and I was glad with that, is that there is actually a massive support and resistance line going through the middle of that area. That basically shows that now we have not gained yet towards that higher point, because as soon as you start gaining that 4,482 area, then the chance that you will break towards that 4,707 is quite high. That would finish again an entire structure like this. So from there we can go back into accumulation, maybe go up again, or just back to $30. I don't really care.
Yeah.
So, or at least I do care, but
you tell yourself that.
It needs to move aggressive.
It's okay.
That's where I care about. It needs to move. I hate it when it is just doing absolutely nothing, because I just get bored. So.
And that support and resistance line, Block Pro, that's just below 4,500. Did you mention?
Yeah, it's on 4,482 and 26 cents, and we tested that one.
Not to be exact or anything.
4, 5, 6 times.
Yeah.
And the nice thing is, let me change the color of this sucker. So because then what you always can do with, like, if you when you're in doubt about the level, is just go back. Keep that level in your chart and go back. And then we can see here, breakout, clean closure above it on the 4 hour, hit the resistance, lost it again, was support on the liquidation, was resistance, was support, broke out of it, was support over here. So it's a bit weak, but that's the difficult thing when shit is going higher and higher and higher and higher. That's
not as much past data.
Yeah, it will only become more complicated to actually be 100% accurate with it. So back towards the daily, and then where is it? Come on.
Go back to 2021.
Yes, there we go. So we can see again that we just do not have a lot of data, but we have 1, 2 daily closures actually on that line. So from that point on, you can clearly see there is some form of support there. So the longer we actually go sideways, the better it will be for that area. Because also in the future, like imagine in 4 years where we have seen like the 1,200 again or the 1,000 again, and then we're aiming for like 10 or 20K maybe. Then we need this exact level back on our charts to actually say, well, that was an historical point. So it's an interesting one. For now, we're clearly hanging like in that middle zone. So it's just being patient from here, looking towards somewhat of a smaller time frame. Well, it has left a backtest behind that I personally haven't taken because just didn't feel right. So that was actually here on the start of the impulse. After the liquidation, we got a retest. That was at 4,303. Why I have not taken that one is actually quite simple. Let me move the screen a little bit like this. Is that you can see here again. So if you're on 15 minutes, and we can put that sucker back on the line chart, is that we can see, well, we have lost our momentum. So you can see like this. So there was actually a short to be taken here, not a long. Well, then to say, okay, if I'm going to aim for a short based on market structures of just a simple uptrend or a simple downtrend, then I don't want to take a backtest long against the trend. What sometimes it's stupid because it's just not, you're just looking for confirmation. So if we look like this, from where the backtest point was, is that you can see we actually went lower than that. So that means or trend reversal on the 15 minutes, then I rather wait for a retest. So we missed that one, but otherwise I would have been stopped out anyway. So might be a good one. Further from now,
you feel?
Yeah.
Sorry, Blogger. Did you feel more confident charting Ethereum at the moment because there is a lot of previous market structure to go off compared to Bitcoin at the moment?
Oh, it's a funny one. When I absolutely love trading Ethereum, like it's when it comes to crypto, it's my number one trading ticker. And I think it has to do with multiple aspects. So the price of Ethereum feels a little bit less heavy than the price of Bitcoin at the moment. That's just psychological. But market structure wise, Ethereum has been always just a very good performer. I think that in the period of January till April, we lost a lot of structure in the market anyway. And now we can see that is coming back. So entering based on break of structures, change of characters, back tests, premium discount zones, that is all coming back. And that is also when what I see with a lot of my students is that they also say like, oh, it sucked for like 3-4 months and now it's actually getting better again. That is all to do with that structure is basically coming back. See here a comment. Are you bearish or bullish for September? I'm bullish, sir.
Bullish, yeah.
It's time.
We're both back there.
Yeah, it's time to be bullish. Again, if you're not comfortable with trading, just look for some spot. Then you cannot lose. If you lose for 4 years, then you will be happy in 5. So
and like I said at the start of the call, I can tell when the market is picking up, because at Crypto Saving Expert we do have a KOL agency, so we do a lot of marketing for different projects and KOL marketing, etc., and a lot of organic promotion through Crypto Saving Expert in the form of articles and education. And like I said yesterday, I didn't have a chance to look at the charts. I was in a call, then I was sending off a proposal, putting a package together, and that for me is always a good sign. If projects are looking to spend, if they're planning their September ahead, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do this promotion. If multiple, sorry, I'll finish my coffee. Had one last sip in there to get my throat. If multiple projects from all different narratives and niches are pushing, it's a good sign that it's going to be a fruitful month ahead. Oscar saying buy low, sell high. Simple. I called him Oscar. I meant Justin. Sorry.
I always go for the buy high and sell higher. The strategy seems to work fine. Yeah, no,
it's a Michael Saylor strategy.
Yeah, no, but it is good to see that projects want to spend again, because it has been different. Like, I think especially in Q1, like it's difficult when you're wanting to invest and you find a quirky ass project and you think like, oh, okay, I want to smack a couple K in that, and then you're going to do your research, and then all of a sudden you think like, wait a minute, they're just not active anymore.
No.
That means grab your bags and on to the next one. So
the start of the year was super difficult. Yeah, it was, sentiment was low, like you say, and a lot of projects were saying they were going to launch in April. They were trying to do raises. I had to turn down a lot of OTC raises, a lot of OTCs for the Discord as well. I know a lot of the members are hungry, wanting to get into these OTCs. Okay, you get a good pre-sale price, but I had to turn them down because ultimately I was like, this, even if it has a good launch day, it's going to come down, unfortunately. And I really couldn't advocate any project because I didn't have strong conviction. And that's completely changed now. These altcoins that are popping up, I'm going, this is something I want to get stuck into. And it completely changed from the first half of the year. It was very slow, and it's a shame because we always want to bring you projects, always want you to get stuck into these and ultimately make some money. But if you're not going to make money, we don't want to bring it to you. We're not going to push it, knowing that the chances are low. But right now, there's a lot of projects. There's still some bad projects that I won't be pushing forward, but there are some gems that are really pushing forward. But now we've got the beautiful Solana up on the chart.
Yeah,
and Solana's been performing well. Obviously, a few weeks back it dropped from around 212, 209, I think its high was, all the way kind of back down to 165, 160 region. But it's been performing well. What's your take on Solana at the moment, Block Pro, and have you been trading it?
No, I've not been trading it. I do have orders on it, but you're not going to be happy if I'm going to tell you where my orders are.
Shall I guess?
that doesn't change the outcome, by the way, of the buys
Yeah,
at the moment. It's just like, well, what I do, again, it's not really a trading secret, but if you map out weekly and monthly lows, and you know you're going into bullish sentiment from the market, just put an order there. If you get filled, you get filled. If you don't get filled, you don't get filled. So it's so simple. Looking again towards the daily to start with. Well, daily bullish. It's just simple uptrend. It is losing a little bit of momentum. Might have to do with the weekend and the bank holiday, of course. So again, today, nice gain of 3.16% towards the 4 hour. So again, like I always say, we take support and resistance based on the weekly. I need to quickly check something. Excuse me.
No worries, man. No worries. I'll just go through the comments while you're checking that.
Yeah.
No, we got James here saying no, good man. We've got James saying money supply and gold curve is 2 months in advance of Bitcoin, and they are well up. We will be having a look at the gold chart in just a second as well, James. Or Baldy McGinge, as your Discord name is. As a quality name. Jalapeno's back in the chat. He's saying GM. I know Jalapeno's been on a nice trading hype as well. I will just, while BlockPro's having a look at this, I will just pull over to my screen quickly. I'll show you. I've got a very small position on BLOFIN. If you're wanting to join BLOFIN, guys, as well, all the links are in the description below. You get VIP level 1, so less on fees is always good. So I've got a small position here on Yeezy. I did actually take this all the way up at 0.88. I took like some small profit at like 0.7 or 0.6. I should have just left it open, and then I re-entered at 0.55, up 300% on this. I couldn't, my position size, I couldn't actually make this a large position because they didn't have enough available. If you wanted to go long, you could open up a large long position, but short, I could only put, you can see here, $76 of margin. It was all it would let me do at the time.
What's the leverage you're on then?
25x.
What? Couldn't you just stack up orders then, or would that?
I could have stacked up I could have stacked up orders, but it was the available. Like if we go onto here, let's see what's available now. So yeah, you can't even take a short position on BLOFIN on this at the moment. It's zero easy.
Oh wow!
So it's not looking good. I was tempted to take some profit on this one. But I think I'm just going to ride this all the way down.
I see a funny comment from Jalapeno with BlockPro got that thingy alert.
There we go.
There we go.
And what pairing was that on? Is that gold?
Oh, that was gold. Yeah. So,
nice. Well, yeah. I'll pull off my screen. We'll go back to the Solana chart, and then we'll move on to gold as well.
Yeah. So with Solana on the 4 hour, everything is done again on the weekly. So we have major support at $201.38. It starts to look a little bit like we want to gain here. Again, you see here, based on how this structure is forming, well, you can make patterns out of it. We're not going to do that. But what do we need to break here? We actually want to break this point right over here. That's not a clean line. Let's do it like so. This point right here. So we want to gain back above the SMA. That is already something would be quite bullish. We do need to see then a full 4 hour closure above the $205.74. From that point on, probably this first area of liquidity will be the first one. So then you're looking at 210. Now 210 was actually a 4 hour support and resistance area.
Okay.
I got rid of that one. Because I was looking at it and I thought it doesn't really line up if I would map it out on the weekly and then would say, okay, but I found a pocket of liquidity. So if we again look towards our midline here, and I would just do it like this, then you can see that is actually resistance.
Yeah.
So we will encounter some sell-off there again. I don't think it will be too much because like candle structure form, it's a shit thing because I can look at order books, but I don't really care because it gives you a bias basically. So from here, I'm more looking towards like I want to see some bullish momentum. I want to see that break of structure coming in, and from there on we can basically target the 217 again. What would be absolutely lovely. Oh, that's the wrong one. Let's go to the 4 hour. So again, like it's always easier the higher your time frame is. Nice thing is that if we take a look towards the distance that we will see if we gain the 217, that's towards $233.76. And I think that is basically the target that we want to be. So, and the reason for that is if I move back, is that you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4. Like there are so many daily closures above that area that if you get back there, structure is not finished from this pocket here. So this is actually where we had the break off. Structure
and what price is that?
That pocket of liquidity is sitting on the 233. So we just need to have basically a good day. Just fuck all the shorters. Let's get everyone wrecked at the short. And we also know with something like Solana, if we would measure this one out from here towards like 30% gain, like that's nothing. So I'm not 100% up to date with all the ETF news around Solana, but maybe something like that. So towards the 233 would be basically where your fun starts again, because then you will see that liquidity is actually drying up. So this area here, all the way towards the top side. So this is where we then actually, this was what we need to take out. From that point on, gain the 233, and from there, the road is back open towards the 281. What it will do after that, I don't know, because it's not on the chart. But that is where your Solana degenerates come in.
That's where your orders hit.
Yes, basically, yeah. So I think it looks decent. Again, the difficulty here is with the lower time frames is that I see that it is missing entries. So, for example, over here, was watching this last night. I wanted to see a reaction towards the midline. I didn't got a reaction towards the midline. So to me, that means basically that someone that is a bit smarter than me goes like, okay, Mr. Block Pro, you want to enter there? Well, fuck you. I'm going to send it up before you get in. So
always frustrating, but patience is always a virtue in times like that, isn't it?
I rather personally have no entry than a bad entry. So but that's me. Looking towards the structure again, this point right here, so the breakoff point at 205.04 cents is what we want to gain back. So now this is also lining up a little bit too close for comfort. Moving towards here. Nice. Is again lining up with that point where we say $205.76, because if you gain above there on the 15, we are already gaining from the point of $200 and basically from there on off. But gain that $205.70 area, and from that point you're actually also gaining a 4 hour. And the higher your time frame is, the better the chances are that you are right. So, yeah. Are you still trading Solana every day, or is it?
I obviously probably takes most of my attention when I pull up the charts. It is my largest holding, so always keep a good eye on it. For me, obviously, it's it affects a lot of what else I do with the marketing. A lot of the projects we're working with are building on Solana, or even the meme coin stuff with Chippy, etc. A lot of it is dictated by the price of Solana. So when Solana's up, it's a busy week for me, and when it's down, it's you can tell the sentiment on the timeline is down. Am I trading it at the moment? No. I'm kind of tending to go. I like shorting high cap memes, so I like the volatility. Kind of sticking with what I know as such as well. But I like trading high cap memes. I find a nice little pocket there. Lots of volatility and can be very uncertain. The charting isn't always the best with these because they put an announcement in the chat and it just sends it a bit crazy. But that craziness, that volatility, if you get on the right side of it, can also be a winner.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. So I do need to go towards the next one because I have a lot of calls planned today. So
yes,
the news of today, the World Liberty Financial, the what was it?
World Liberty thingy.
FE. Mate, like you know that the economy is fucked once your president is launching coins.
Is launching meme coins. Yeah. He's just doing what the community do, but on a larger scale. This was a little bit lackluster though. I feel like if they had launched this at a better time, once they had that momentum going, if they got Eric Barron to talk about it a little bit more, I think it would have been a better launch. Which then makes me feel, are they trying to get the Jeets out? Are they trying to get the kind of early VC money, the people that they had to do a favor? Are they waiting for them to leave? And then is there going to be a big God green candle? That's my take on it. I'm unsure, but it'd be good to hear your opinion here as well, Block Pro.
Well, on the monthly, it looks like a sell.
Yeah.
So I did try to scan charts to see like what can I find that at least have some trading history. Actually, BLOFIN chart is the one with the most history to it for a centralized exchange, because you could get in this earlier. I think by now that it is like at least like a year that this was planned. Not 100% sure.
Yeah.
But again, with BLOFIN, it shows at least a little bit of history, because on a lot of exchanges, it's actually only got released yesterday. So if we now would take a look towards the 4 hour, then what have I done? Try to do is we end up with little to no information, basically. What sucks, but it's just it's a difficult one. So we end up with a support line, but again, very weak support. So remember, everything in this chart is brand new. So do not expect for things to hold up all the time. It's just pure gamble. So no financial advice here. But there is some support at 0.2150. Then we can run into a local resistance of 0.2724. After that, we have another SR level at 30.36. After that, we have one at 0.3369. And after that, we end up at 0.4028. Now, on the 4 hour, you just cannot do jack shit with this thing. So that means go towards the 1 hour. What we can see on the 1 hour is actually, this one is open for debate. Depends a little bit on how the closure will be in the next hour. So we take here the high, then we have not closed above it. So that means still not amazing to be mega confident. Also trading below an SMA. So also momentum is now at the moment just bearish. We have two nice pockets of liquidity at 0.2353 and also one below there at 0.2253. So this actually shows again that if we want to look towards a trading range, a potential pullback towards the downside, take out our liquidity area, and then we might end up somewhere in the 30 cents. So
we've got America waking up currently as well. So it'll be interesting, like you say, over the next few hours to see how this chart reacts.
Yeah,
We've got Mr. Wizard in a long from 0.22 there as well, which is good. Cool. I did actually do a tweet earlier. I did a tweet yesterday. I said, is Trump waiting for the Jeets to go out? And most people were saying, like, because I put something at the end, like, is there going to be a green candle, kind of hinting that I was looking to take a long position. And a lot of people were giving me shit on that tweet. They're saying, no, it's going down to zero. It's going down. I actually back what Wizard's up to here. Getting a long position at these lows, like you mentioned, 0.21. I think they're gonna push us a little bit further. But as always, guys, not financial advice. Something to keep an eye on for sure. I think there's going to be a move here either way in the next few hours, and if not, that's even more sus, and we'll have to reassess.
Well, it's just like, keep in mind, Trump is speaking tonight at 8. That's just, and no one knows what he's going to talk about. That information is not out there. Of course, we had a little bit of the hype with, how do you say it? With, Trump being passed away this weekend, and then on Saturday morning he got spotted playing golf in his bikini. It's just everything happens for a reason. Like, I believe, especially with these Trump plays, it's just so well coordinated. In the end,
the problem is, no, so sorry, continue.
Yeah, so I think again that it's just based on your hype. He said it's not a meme coin, but I would treat it as a meme coin, and that means it might be worth a gamble.
We have a few issues. If he doesn't mention it, price will go down because people will have been buying up, expecting him to mention. If he mentions it, price will likely go scatty. But then there will also be people that loaded up before the talk, selling into that. So it's a hard one to call. But definitely keep your eyes on it. Perhaps play with some low leverage positions there as well, because you're likely to see some big moves. So we can see, Wiz got in at 0.22. He's already up 10% if he used 10x leverage. That's double his money there already. We've got media digitization solution saying, don't risk losing, guys, long now. He's saying XEN and Swiftcoin are two to watch. We'll have a look at those. We can't fit those in today, but we'll have a look at them in the next stream as well. We've got Wizard Bolt here saying, does he know what he's going to talk about? Do you think Trump ever knows?
No, he just points at someone and just goes after them, pretty much.
Yeah. And Baldy McGinge here is saying, could be on the hour pump incoming in a 6 minute as test stump shows. Jalapeno saying more downside, but he's saying in a gold long, send it up. But let's pull up gold. Let's finish up and let's wrap up on gold. Because gold, new all-time high. We've got to celebrate that. If you're not celebrating gold all-time high, you're in the wrong place. Because absolutely, monumental.
It's again, let me put up another chart that we just can clean out, or maybe it is already cleaned out. I think I cleaned it out, yes. So, bull runs, monthly, holy fucking shit. That is absolutely insane. It's worrying, because gold is, of course, your safe haven. It's not your digital gold. That's where Bitcoin comes in. But again, it shows that the market is just all over the place. And as long as this thing keeps chugging along, it will be a difficult one. But we have broken an all-time high yesterday in the Asian session, I believe. I actually did not stay up for the Asian session because I did already like an amazing bender from Sunday into Monday. And Tuesdays are for me kind of shit anyway to trade, so I rather than just go to bed. But we have now again a resistance at 3,506.31. We have a massive monthly closure. That again, if you're talking about control in the market, and again, to put it a little bit in perspective, like the crypto market is below 4 trillion, right? So you only, if you're a billionaire, you can make it move like crazy. Well, this sucker is more than 22 trillion. And if we then look at a monthly closure this high, that's absolutely insane. So on last month closed in a bullish way, but if we're now going to break down how that weekly actually got built up, is actually in the last 2 weeks it started pushing. The amount of money and control you need to have for this to move it is literally washing trillions and trillions of dollars every day. There is, I cannot figure out with basically how it is run. My theory is there must be a group that actually decides what the price will be for that day, because it just doesn't move in a normal way at all. What I also have seen, and I did a lot of research on this on Sunday, is more than 72% of the retail traders are short on an all-time high. So I think that it shows a little bit, like if you look at all your RSIs that we actually do not really give a shit about, is monthly oversold, weekly oversold, daily oversold, 5 minutes, 1 minute, everything is oversold. But if you're going to trade it and based on an RSI, think about what Bitcoin did in 2021. It was oversold for months and it kept going up. So for me personally, well, I'm scalping it, so that is already something quite good. Again, also what Jalapeno here so says is, again, not all tickers are making all-time highs. So we're only talking about US dollar all-time highs, and the reason for that is the US dollar is one piece of garbage. So, so on a lot of tickers, you will see the difference there. Basically, looking towards analysis, it's difficult to say, because with an all-time high, we end up with there's not a lot of distance to start measuring it out again. So I've made a measured move towards $3,548.80. I still believe that gold can go towards like 3,700. And I think that would be again, we are not there, and it takes absolute trillions, maybe another war, to actually get there. But the strength on this thing is absolutely amazing. Now, another important part is we only need 1 or 2 trillion, maybe 4, from this thing to just roll over into Bitcoin.
I'll pull it out of my pocket.
Yeah, if you have some spare, can you just sell and just market order buy Bitcoin for a little bit? I would appreciate that. But
it would ruin your short position. I'll be that market maker.
Try to liquidate me, bro. It's fine. It's fine. But that's where I said, like, every time we see these all-time highs, like silver above $40, like there must be some billionaire going at some point like, Bitcoin, I'm buying some, and just doesn't care what the price will do. It's just say to his mate, like, I hold some Bitcoin. What does it do? I don't know.
This conversation is going on in the world somewhere.
It's going on somewhere, or so I think that everything is looking good. It is worrying for in the future what's to come in upcoming years, with potential collapse of fiat currencies, but that is why we operate in the world of crypto, to come up with solutions. So I do see that I need to go, Mr. Spot.
Yes,
so let's round it up.
yeah, we'll wrap up there, guys. Really appreciate you all turning up today. The comment section has been good fun actually while we've been going as well. Jalapeno has hit his full TP on gold, so well done, Jalapeno, as well. Guys, if you want to get into the Discord, all the links are there. We have an amazing discount right now. Make sure you attend Block Pros AMAs Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every week, 5 p.m. BST, 6 p.m. CET if you're in Europe as well, guys. Can't stress enough. We have so many great traders there, all sharing all their knowledge, sharing their trading ideas. So if you really want to take the most advantage of this market, head and join in our Discord there. But yeah, I will be on stream tomorrow at 11 a.m. with Zenko. So catch me there. Block Pro and myself will make this a regular thing every week. So you will see us next Tuesday as well for some more crypto and coffee. But yeah, thank you all for joining, guys. Have an amazing day and head over to Stonksy at 1 p.m. as well to catch Save with Crypto. Take care. Block Pro, thank you very much.
Woo! Have a good one, sir. Bye-bye.